Today we're going to be talking about midpoint and distance formula on a number line. You have seen distance formula on a number line before, but we're going to go ahead and go back through that one more time. The first thing I want to remind you of is that distance is a measurement from one point to another, and it's always positive. If you remember, we've defined the distance formula as absolute value of a minus b, and we've also talked about how we can just use a number line to solve those answers. So as a reminder, I'm going to create a number line. Here's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's negative 5. I'm not going to draw the entire number line, but this will give me an idea to go ahead and talk about things. So here's 7, and then 11 would be over here. These are 4 units apart. Those are pretty simple when they're both positive. The same thing as with 3 and 27. Those are 24 units apart, and that's easily seen in that distance formula. The ones that are more challenging for people are the negative numbers. But here, if you look at negative 5 and negative 12 would be over here. You would figure out how many units apart they are, and they are only 7 units apart, and that is a positive number. If we go back and we look at the distance formula, negative 5, you put a minus sign between the two numbers. Negative 5 minus negative 12, that actually becomes a negative 5 plus 12. Absolute value of 7 then is 7. Alright, so as I begin this slide, I'm going to go ahead and draw another number line in. I've got 0 here. I've got negative 5, negative 10. I've got 5 and 10 over here. I'm not going to draw on every bit and piece here. But what we're going to do is look between negative 10 and negative 8. And if you think about it, negative 9 would be in here, so this is 2 units apart. Or you can use the absolute value of negative 8 minus negative 10, which gives you a positive 2. Absolute value of positive 2 is 2. When you're looking at negative 4 to 12, negative 4 would be about right here. 12 is down here. 11, 12. You're going to go a distance of 4 units plus another distance of 12, especially if you think about a temperature gauge. You're at minus 4 degrees, you go to 0, that's 4 degrees higher, then 0 to 12 gives you another 12 degrees. So altogether, you've gone a distance of 16. The last example, I'll go ahead and do a formula for you. Negative 8 minus 23. Negative 8 minus 23 is negative 31. Absolute value of negative 31 is 31. As I said, you have seen these problems before, but that was a reminder for you over distance formula on a number line. You have not seen the midpoint segment on a number line, so I will go ahead and talk about that. The midpoint segment on a number line cuts those parts into 2 equal parts. There's only 1 midpoint per segment. So now we're going to talk about midpoint formula, and midpoint formula is just an average of 2 numbers. So if I just go straight into using the formula, I have 4 plus 14 divided by 2. 4 plus 14 is 18 divided by 2 is 9. Now if I look at a number line, you can see that logically, if I'm at 4 here and I've got 14 over here, I want to find the middle. So if I count towards the middle, 5, 6, 7, and on the other side, 13, 12, 11. Now I'm at 10, and on this side I'm at 8, so 9 has to be the middle. So you could simply just count towards the middle as well. I'll put those numbers in there so you can see them. I'm squeezing really tight, so not the best handwriting, but you get the idea. I find it easier just to go ahead and use the formula on here because I'm just averaging these 2 numbers together. So this gives me 4 over 2, which is 2. And this last one, 3 plus 17, is 20. 20 divided by 2 is 10. A couple more examples of midpoint formula. We'll go ahead and add those together and divide by 2. So I'm going to add these together, negative 7 plus negative 11 divided by 2. That gives me negative 18 over 2, which is negative 9. And then 9 plus 13 divided by 2. That ends up giving me 22 divided by 2, which is 11. And then this last one, negative 4 plus 7 divided by 2. That gives me 3, and 3 divided by 2 is 1.5.